This is the rawest and the realest WMMA podcast on the planet. This is Savage WMMAFAN podcast number 12. Let's go. Gillian Robertson versus Miranda Maverick. You know, I've been studying this fight, and I'm gonna put out a breakdown pretty soon before the fight. And to be honest with you, this shit just doesn't look good for Gillian Robertson. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Like, certainly, this fight has some potential to be competitive, but the problem I'm having is Gillian Robertson perhaps has the athleticism to be a good stand-up fighter. I actually think she could be a decent boxer within the realm of WMMA, maybe mix it up with some other striking techniques, but I just wonder how much time she has. And it looks like to me, she's running out of time. And the problem right here is this Maverick lady right here, this young lady. I mean, this is a real dangerous fight for Gillian Robertson. Now, I will admit that it seems that the UFC really don't want to push her. I mean, I'm not a big rankings guy, but then when you go from number 12 to 13, I hear, before you even lose your next fight to Taila Santos, that's a little telling. It's a little telling. But outside the rankings and shit, the real thing that's telling is the one-dimensionalness of one Gillian Robertson. Can she improve her stand-up? Can she find better ways and angles to get motherfuckers down to the ground? I'm not so sure, but it's possible. And one thing we were looking at when this fight was announced, we were sitting here trying to figure, well, why would Gillian Robertson take a fight like that so quick? I mean, coming off a loss. I mean, she did get dominated by Taila Santos, but she wasn't necessarily injured real bad per se. I think psychologically she took more damage. But again, she's tough, I guess. And, you know, she decided, hey, fuck it, quick turnaround, beat this young phenom, get back on the fucking winning side of things. But I don't know, man. Perhaps Gillian Robertson has the type of experience in the UFC to overcome a young, hungry fighter like Miranda Maverick. But to be honest with you, I just think Maverick's all-around game is going to be too much for Gillian Robertson. I just do. I don't see her overcoming the striking. And I think Maverick's ground game, which it may not be the most dominant in the division, but damn, it's pretty damn good. And another problem with this fight is the physicality. I just look at Miranda Maverick. I don't know what it is. Is it a vibe or energy? But that combined with the whole fact that she's so fucking serious about wanting to be a winner. I mean, she busting motherfuckers' asses between, you know, doing homework and shit. You know what I'm talking about? She's for real. And she said at the end of her last fight where she busted open Liana Jojo's nose. Like, imagine how good I would be once I ain't got no more schoolwork. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like once she finished all the collegiate shit, she gonna be busting heads in the 125-pound division. Now, granted, it's early, okay? Any fucking thing can happen. But in order for her to win this damn fight, Jillian Robertson, she gonna have to show me something that she's never shown before. She's gonna have to show me more heart than she's ever shown before. So I think it's gonna be an interesting fight for as long as it lasts, and it may even go the distance. But I gotta go with Maverick in this one. I just think that she's the better all around fighter, and you know those one-dimensional fighters in the UFC running out of time, running out of motherfucking time. Now, Maycee Barber, the talk of the town, because she been talking loud and proud. I'm going to break Alexa Grasso. I'm going to completely break and destroy her. And then I'm going to take on Calderwood, then bust eye, then beat the fuck out of Jessica, whoever the fuck she was calling out. And the thing about it is, a lot of people are giving this girl a lot of hate, a lot of looks. Like, you know what? Didn't you just come off a motherfucking loss from Granny? Then Grandma Montefiore whoop your damn ass. Had you, you know, out there with a motherfucking torn ACL and shit, fighting for your life. Don't you remember that, Maycee Barber? Huh? Can you get that through your big, thick fucking egghead? But let me say this. I actually like the confidence of Maycee Barber. I just don't like the execution. Know what I'm talking about? It's good that you're confident and that you think you can beat and destroy Alexa Grasso because that's what's right in front of you. That's a real smart tactical move to really lock in and not show your opponent too much fucking respect. But I think she's potentially overlooking this challenge. I mean, Grasso ain't no hoe. Grasso is a good fighter. And if she can get a rhythm going, get her boxing going, and mix in them kicks to the legs and the side, this is going to be quite a fucking hard fight for Maycee Barber. I just hope that Maycee Barber comes in looking better. You know, get rid of them damn love handles. Get rid of that fucking plodding and slowfulness on her feet. She needs to come in there looking in the best shape of her life. She had a whole fucking year off, okay? And she's still only 22. Ain't no fucking excuses in this fight for Maycee Barber at all. And I think Alexa Grasso needs to come in this motherfucking fight with a killer instinct. Take this young girl out. Shut her the fuck up. Send her back to the drawing board. You have to let her know that she ain't ready. She ain't on this level. And considering the fact that Grasso is a little undersized for this division, though I think she's a little bit more optimal. I think she fights better at this division weight. I think what she's going to have to do when she has the opportunity to get somebody out of there, do everything you can to get them out of there or severely wound them to the point where they can't really hurt you anymore, you know, and just fight smart. But this is going to be a good fight, and I'm definitely going for Grasso. I already have a breakdown on this channel if you would like to look at it. So, yeah, Maycee Barber talking a lot of shit, but put up or get shut up. Now, Maycee Barber, this is very interesting, and shout out to WMMA Addict. He's been on this story. And I looked up this shit myself. And like all week, the UFC kept promoting Maycee Barber for this fight against Grasso. But on their main page, on their Instagram, on their YouTube, nothing about Grasso. And I'm like, wait a minute. You put nothing up there about Grasso. And then you don't even mention, you skip out in a video. Oh, by the way, Macie's coming off a loss. She got her ass whooped by Grandma Modafferi. Really? What the fuck is that? It's just so biased. It's so wrong. I mean, they act like Maycee Barber is some type of fucking flat-out superstar. I'm getting real frustrated with the way that these articles are being written and the way these fighters are being presented in motherfucking videos. It's like I saw one today about Megan Anderson talking about star. Megan Anderson is not a fucking star. She may be a star in some other form, but she ain't no motherfucking star in the UFC. She's just in a shitty ass division with nobody there, and she almost was forced to fight the champ. An opportunity was given to her. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? So they push a lot of these young to youngish fighters because I guess they figure, well, this is all we got. But I'm like, well, what about Grasso? Grasso's young. She's only 27. She's not old. She's had some decent wins. She's an exciting fighter. Sure. She ain't out there knocking motherfuckers out like that, but she's a good fucking fighter. Why aren't they pushing her? It's sad. It's sad because it's like this whole thing, like fight hype versus fight activity. Grasso has been way more active in the last year or two than fucking Maycee Barber, but yet Maycee Barber is the one getting the push. It's pretty fucked up. Very fucked up. But just to be very critical about it, to explore the whole realm and idea of this shit, I have to say, it goes to show you what the UFC and a lot of companies value. Motherfuckers who open their damn mouths. Motherfuckers who jump out there. And if you look at Maycee Barber, she has two elements that Daddy Dana just loves. She hypes up fights and she knock motherfuckers out. I know it's the casual fan syndrome. It's the casual fans' juice. They love the fucking drink. Knockouts and shit talking. It's the easiest way to draw motherfuckers in. But it fucking works. Y'all, it fucking works. And I'm not saying that Macie deserves this push. I'm not even arguing that that she deserved the push that she got before this. But when you don't hype up your own career, and I was one of the few people who called out Alexa Grasso. I'm a motherfucking Alexa Grasso fan. I fuck with Alexa Grasso. But Alexa Grasso did not call anybody out after she beat Kim, and you fucking know it. She put on a display, world-class striking. It even had a little bit of a ground game mixed in there. World-class mixed martial arts display. And who did she call out? She just was thankful to be there. Thankful that she was still working after having a rough weight cut at 115 pounds again. Get the fuck out of here. So, at the end of the day, I understand why some people are upset about this. I'm upset about this. But when you don't open your mouth, this allows shit like this to happen. And for now, that's the end of the story. For me, that's the end of the story. That's it. I'm not saying it's right, but, just think about it. Think about what the fuck I'm saying. So, Bellator makes me snore. Bellator is such a fucking bore. Bellator is turning into a whore. Now let me stop. Bellator is at the point where how far do you want to lag behind? I don't get Bellator. So Bellator the other day made this big announcement that they were going to Showtime. Bellator MMA, now exclusive on Showtime. Really? CBS, Showtime, CBS. I'm not surprised about that. But here's the killer. They won't have any fucking events until April 2nd. April fucking 2nd. Might as well do that shit on April Fool's Day. Know what I'm talking about? Like, I would hate to be a fighter in the Bellator promotion right now, you know? I'm serious. Like, all the shit that I could do before, you know, having my next fight, you know, get a 4-year degree, have multiple children, you know, learn how to fly a motherfucking space shuttle. You know what I'm talking about? All the shit that I could fucking do before my next fight. It's remarkable. And I like Scott Coker. And there's fighters in the Bellator that I like. I don't know all the fighters, but how the hell I'm ever going to learn about them if I don't ever see them? Now, the one good thing is after they start this 3 Fridays events, they're going to have events on Friday. That's when they're going to do their events. So they're going to have 3 consecutive Fridays where they're going to have events. And they're kind of going back to their more tournament style, right? But I'm really concerned about that Denise Killhoe's title shot opportunity. I'd like to know when that's coming up, Scott. You know, maybe I need to remind you of that shit. Know what I'm talking about? But after they have those 3 events, he said, once they get to the flow of things, they're going to go ahead and do at least 2 events per month, which is great. But you got to stop starting at the end of the fucking quarter. I mean, come on. You got to get out the gate, you know? It's a shame. I mean, I understand because of talent pool and ability to generate attention and influence, but just because you're number 2 in terms of how big you are, you could still become number 1 at doing something a little different. You can kind of carve out your own little MMA empire. I don't know. Fuck. And they ain't listening to me. They just, but maybe they'll listen to their fans or their fighters when they just quit because they ain't had a fight in like 8 months. But any fucking way. So I want to talk just a little bit about the state of the 125-pound division, which is reigned by the queen, the bullet Shevchenko, Valentina Shevchenko. And it's interesting because the shit can go so many different ways. Plugged up in the middle, you got all these old fighters that, you know, Yamada Scaries, you know, even younger fighters. You got younger fighters that's washed up like KKK Lee, and you know, and even Jessica, you know, like these motherfuckers got to go. They gotta go somewhere. I don't know where the fuck they going. Take these motherfuckers on a trip somewhere. And just don't bring them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fight game is passing a lot of these fighters by. And the fighters that are coming into the division, for the most part, are more well-rounded fighters. And that's what you're going to need if anybody's going to have any chance at all to dethrone Valentina Shevchenko. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this fight against her and Jessica Andrade, even though I'm pretty confident I know who's going to win. It still throws some type of shit in the hat, some possibility of an upset, though maybe not that much. And despite my, anger at Jessica and some of the ridiculous shit that she loves to say, but I think it'll be a good fight. I really do. And, it seems like everybody's kind of picking on Calderwood. And, I get it, but Calderwood is one of those type of fighters where if she could just put it together, if she could put the shit together and be a little bit more consistent, she could give a lot of these girls some problems. The problem with Calderwood, though, is she leaves herself open for a lot of stuff. She just needs to be more defensively responsible. And I think if she can develop maybe a little bit more of a finisher's type mentality, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure about Calderwood. She's definitely talented. She definitely is like one of the better kickers in the division. I have to give her credit on that, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know how far she's going to go, but we'll see. Allegedly, she's supposed to be fighting Lauren Murphy, and we need to get Lauren Murphy off her ass so she can stop, talking and, sitting at the table with the family, playing Jenga and shit, talking about how, she should have been the motherfucking flyweight champion. But, what happened was, it was a conspiracy. It wasn't no damn conspiracy. Nobody wanted to see you fight for the title, and I don't either. But it is what it is. If you just would have called the motherfucker out, I don't got time for fucking Lauren Murphy. Y'all know how I feel about Lauren Murphy. If you don't, look at the videos about Lauren Murphy. Any damn way. But Calderwood, right here. She's sitting here wearing a motherfucking shirt in this picture, talking about you don't have to be loud to be heard. Well, you don't have to, tell a motherfucker you making excuses to be making excuses. Your actions could just be telling the fucking story. So, I don't root against Calderwood no more. I'm actually rooting for her, I don't even know if I was rooting ever against her. It's just hanging around with motherfuckers like Roxy. The Savage of the Week. Laura Procopio out of Brazil defeated and dominated Molly Meatball McCann. Let me tell you something real quick. No, she didn't finish her, and it wasn't the most entertaining fight. But she basically beat Molly so bad in this fight, it's time for Molly just to fucking retire. Now, she left her fucking gloves in the fucking octagon, and people thought she was retiring, but she did that for her dad. But I don't think it would have been too bad if it was for both of those reasons. Know what I'm talking about? But maybe she'll fight out her contract or something. Again, one-dimensional fighters. It's getting really frustrated. Like, she can box her ass off at times, but as soon as somebody do a takedown, it's over for her. So shout out to Savage of the Week, Laura Procopio, for just dominating and just beating the hell out of Molly Meatball McCann with her Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So yeah, closing thoughts. I'm very excited about this Maycee Barber and Alexa Grasso fight. It has potential to be the fight of the night. I'm also excited about Miranda Maverick, the young little rookie getting in there with Gillian Robertson. And we're going to find out a lot in these next two fights happening in the 125-pound division. So, yeah, I hope everybody have a safe week and enjoy the fights. This is the rawest, the realest WMMA podcast on the planet. This is Savage WMMA Fan podcast. And I'm out.